I'm joined once again by Curtis Blaydes, who's got a huge fight, biggest fight of his career coming up here against Mark Hunt at UFC 221 on February 10th. Curtis, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing very well. It's good to talk to you, and appreciate you dressing up for the occasion. You got a pretty stylish jacket. Where'd you get that thing?
I got it off one of those Instagram websites, Electro Threads.
Nice. Looking good. Do people ask you about the dreads and stuff? I mean, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. People ask. I don't really like to talk to strangers. I kind of ignore them. But yeah, people ask.
How did this all come together with you getting this matchup? Did you ask for this fight, or did the UFC present it to you?
It was presented to me by the UFC. Originally, this is what I wanted. I wanted a higher ranked opponent. Originally, it was between Ty Burrow and Derek Lewis, but they ended up getting matched up. So this was the next best move. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, were you surprised at all to get the fight? Because it seemed like, Mark had some health issues. It didn't seem like he was going to, I remember he was pulled from his last fight. Was this a bit of a surprise, or were you expecting this as, sort of the alternative to Derek Lewis?
I'm not surprised, but I didn't have any idea who I was going to get. So it could have been him. It could have been, I was ready for him, Velasquez, Verdum, any of those guys. It could have been any one of them. So I'm not surprised, but I said I'm happy I got what I wanted originally, higher ranked opponent.
Now, is it safe to say this is your first time going to Australia?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. That's was this somewhere you wanted to compete in and to travel in? I know you like to do a bit of traveling, seeing different parts of the world.
It wasn't on my bucket list, but I'm not against it. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of cool things about Australia that I don't know or that I'm going to get to see or experience. So I'm happy.
And what are your initial thoughts on the matchup against Mark Hunt? We know his power. You can never count him out of a fight, and he's extremely tough to finish. Is that kind of how you look at this fight?
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about a TKO or a KO. I know he's got one of the toughest jaws in the history of the heavyweight rankings. Even though he's had a couple ups and downs, I still respect him. He's still a legend, so I'm going to treat him as such. But I'm going into this fight pretty much with the same game plan as my last fight. First round, keep on my feet, try and dance. Well, not dance, but try to be more evasive, try to get him tired out, and then second round, start looking for takedowns and bigger like straight rights and overhands.
How much do you think your speed and movement is going to play a factor in this fight? Because Mark's not very mobile. He's more of a power guy, and you're a lot younger, and you can move around a lot better. Do you think that's going to really play a factor in this matchup?
I think it's going to be a huge factor. I think that's one of my bigger advantages, besides my length and my wrestling ability, is my youth and my mobility. I'm pretty much I'm banking on my conditioning being the X factor, to be honest.
And speaking of conditioning, as far as training camp, is everything going to be in Colorado like usual, or are you going to do a bit of cross training? I mean, this fight's a bit of a ways away. What's sort of the plan for training camp?
Everything's always the same. I don't think I'm ever going to change up my training camp. I like how it is. It's been working, and I don't think there'll ever be a reason to really leave Colorado. I doubt it.
Yeah, no, I agree. You got a good stable of guys over there. Are you going to bring anyone in to maybe emulate Mark Hunt, or are you just going to use sort of the same guys?
Well, I think it's impossible to emulate a guy of his stature with his power, so we're not even going to attempt to do that. But I just need to bring in guys, which I will. I just need guys chucking overhands and uppercuts. That's really what I want to work on, my timing, on my pulling, all that. So it's not really about the power and the stature. It's more so just about working on my timing and my angles.
Good stuff. One of your past opponents in the UFC, Francis Ngannou, just knocked out Alistair Overeem. Were you surprised by that result, or did you expect Francis to win that fight the way he did?
No, I didn't expect him to win it like exactly like that. But did I see him getting a knockout? Yeah. I wasn't expecting it to be so early. But I'm not surprised he got the title shot. He's been on a meteoric rise, and he's got the look, he's got the style. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Stipe does, if he's going to be the crafty veteran or if he's going to go in the middle of the octagon and just square up with him like Alistair did.
Yeah, who do you see winning that fight, actually, between Miocic and Ngannou? Because it's a quick turnaround for Ngannou. I mean, he just fought earlier this month, and he's fighting next month against Stipe, and Stipe's been out for a bit, but Stipe's a lot more mobile. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but Francis is actually the betting favorite in the fight right now, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that, like, a lot of the casual and a lot of MMA fans, they fall in love with the uppercuts and the overhands. They fall in love with that. But I believe Stipe's like classic boxing and his movement, his angles, and his cardio. We haven't seen Ngannou go into deep waters, really. So, and I think if Stipe gets him out of the second round, I think it's his fight.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The fact that you had already fought Ngannou and you lost to him, does that make that loss a little bit easier to take with the fact that Ngannou has gone on that rise? It's not like you had a loss to someone that's on a losing streak or anything like that.
I mean, I guess if you're going to lose, you want to lose to someone who's good. But I mean, I still hate losing. So I guess it makes it better. Yeah, like you said, at least he's not a bum. So,
do you see you guys rematching at some point, don't you? Because it seems like you guys are destined to face off against each other again, I think.
Of course. I knew that from the beginning. I know a lot of people like Brendan and a couple other guys. They didn't think I'd be around much longer after that loss. But I knew later on, a year, 2 years, we'd have another go at it. So
yeah, no, I agree. When you hear stuff like that from someone like Brendan Schaub, does that fuel you even more in the gym when you hear comments where people are writing you off and here you are looking to prove them wrong?
I just think it's funny because like people don't know me. I don't like to lose. I don't lose very often. Wrestling, my whole wrestling career, I think I've lost maybe 25 times in like 8 years of wrestling, high school and collegiately. I don't lose very often. So I'm not to say I don't lose ever, because everyone loses, but they're very few and far between. So when people, to think that I wouldn't bounce back with the way I have, that just proves they don't know who I am, which is fine. I don't get paid because people know who I am. I get paid to win fights.
Right, exactly. Very well put. What are your plans for the holiday season? Are you in Colorado now, or did you go back to Chicago for the holiday season?
No, I'm still here in Lakewood, and I'll be here training. I'm going to my buddy's fight, though, Neil. I'm going to Neil's fight in Vegas.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Neil Magny, of course. Yeah. Yes, UFC fighting Carlos Condit.
Yeah.
So that's good. So you'll get a good New Year's Eve then. Are you going to stay the extra night and do New Year's Eve in Vegas?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, that's good. Because the fight's far enough away where you could have a good New Year's Eve, right? You can enjoy yourself a little bit?
I mean, I'm not going to get like hammered or plastered, but I might have a drink.
Yeah, you can get at least one in there. It's New Year's in Vegas. It doesn't get much better than that, right? So
yeah.
That's awesome. Last question. I said that was my last question, but I do have one more for you. What is your favorite Christmas movie? We've got Christmas coming up in about a week. Is there one that you like watching growing up at all?
Shoot.
There's no wrong answer here. There's like, I'd even accept like Die Hard or like Home Alone or anything like that. Those are all good movies.
Well, it's a cartoon. I like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Christmas. There we go. Excellent choice. Yeah, I like that one too. That's a Tim Burton movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff. So now, would you go back and rewatch that, or was that just something you watched when you were growing up?
I do rewatch it. Like, I watch it often. I like that movie.
All right, there you go. I like hearing that. Everyone's got to check out this fight. It's UFC 221 coming up here on February 10th. Curtis, thanks again for joining me here. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Well, you can find me at Blaydes265. That's my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat handle. And I'd like to give a shout-out to Iowa Bison Meat and a shout-out to Ear Splints. And a shout out to Trials and Tribulations. And that's it. I'm good.